Hello YouTube, Draft Ronin here, bringing you something different for this channel. This video is going to be the start of a new and hopefully weekly series, Pokemon FireRed Omega Roninlocke. Before we dive into the game, I'll answer your questions you might be asking, such as, what is a Roninlocke? A Roninlocke is my own variant of Nuzlocke challenge, and the rules for this specific lock are as follows. If a Pokemon faints, is considered dead, and must be released or put in a dead box. Nickname everything you catch, and unlike a Nuzlocke challenge, anything you catch is fair game. Well, almost anything. No duplicate Pokemon whatsoever. This applies to all Pokemon in an evolutionary line or family. Like if I catch a Pidgey, I cannot catch another, nor can I catch a Pidgeotto. And the same goes with split evolutionary lines like Eevee or Wurmple. And yeah, that's that rule. Pokemon in your team cannot have the same nature, so if you have one Pokemon that has an adamant nature and then another one that has an adamant nature, you have to box one of them. And that leads us to our final rule. Only one box full of Pokemon can be in reserve in the PC. Altogether, that leaves you 36 Pokemon that are alive, being 6 in your party and 30 in the PC. If a Pokemon dies or is released from the game, then it's an extra slot open for another Pokemon to be captured, so keep that in mind. And that's pretty much the rules of the game. So let's get started. So I'm going to start a new game here. I've played through this game a couple of times. And in case you weren't aware, FireRed Omega is it's a ROM hack of Pokemon FireRed, and it incorporates all 386 Pokemon of the 3rd generation. So that means different routes will have different Pokemon, and there'll be different ways of evolving since this is a ROM hack and all that sort. And well, it's difficult. It has an increased difficulty and quite the curb. So we here have Professor Oak, and he's going to tell us about the world of Pokemon, I guess. And now he just wants to know about us. We're going to go as a boy, and I'm going to go with my name that I go for a lot of my names, my real name, followed by a single character ellipsis of 3 dots. And then there's our rival, and I just will go with a new name. At the time, I'm post-narrating this, by the way. I was like, okay, what the heck do I name him? I think I went with Matt eventually, after some time. But, well, actually, quick trivia. My real name is actually Matt, but I go by Ben. And that's that. Okay, back to the game. Start out, play the NES. I never actually owned an NES. Okay, first thing I always like to do whenever I start a new game is save right away. And unfortunately I accidentally pressed the B button or whatever there. I'll save my game, and as an always important rule of thumb, I always go and check the PC and look at the options, especially with these 3rd gen games. I think I'll just do that LR and then look through the frames. Type 7 looks good. Alright. Go get the potion, which will be very helpful in this challenge. Because in case you didn't get the memo, FireRed Omega is more difficult than a typical FireRed. And I guess I will speak to Mom and the TV and watch whatever it's on. Anyways. And I guess while I'm talking to NPCs, I'd like to go over a few things. This series will be weekly, at least for the time being. I'm going to try my best to get an episode up every Friday, and if there happens to be a week where there isn't a upload, hopefully I should be able to get an episode up the following week. Just a matter of my time and other various depression, anxiety issues. But that's personal stuff. I guess we'll just continue on in the game by going up there and having Professor Oak call out to us, "It's unsafe," and come with me and get a starter Pokemon. Which you'll see here in a moment. Unlike typical Pokemon FireRed and Leaf Green games, which you start with Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle, in this game you have 3 totally different starters. And I can show you them once Professor Oak gets done rambling. First of all, we have Magby, Fire type. We have Smoochum, the Ice and Psychic type, and Elekid, the Electric type. All these Pokemon are baby Pokemon, and unsure of what to do at the time, I decided to go look at my trainer ID, look at the last digit, and if it started with a 3, 1, 2, 3, or 3, I was going to choose Magby, 4, 5, 6, Smoochum, and 7, 8, 9, Elekid, and 0, whatever I wanted. But I got Magby, which is my preferred choice. So I'm going to name him a name I always give my Magmar, Magbys, Magmotars, Coldbert, and I guess Matt goes and gets Elekid. And let's check out the Magby. He's a bold nature, holding an Oranberry, Flame Body, which is nice. Scratch and Leer. The nature could be better, but seeing how all fire type moves are special in 3rd gen, I guess just as well as elemental punches and whatnot, I suppose it will work. So we're going to battle Matt. He sends out Elekid. I send out Colbert. Yeah, we're just given the battle tutorial by Professor Oak and whatnot. And I guess while this is going on, I'm going to avoid speeding up while actually playing the game as much as I can. I will, if I need to do grinding, I will do that in a montage in the beginning of the video, and that will be sped up, and I obviously will use the speed up button for help with grinding. Yeah, it's nice having a Flame Body on my Elekid. Not Elekid, Magby, because it burned the Elekid. I guess I was looking at Elekid at the time. But we got Ember, which is a good special move. Defeated rival Matt, and yeah. And yeah, make ourselves stronger. And then, even though I'm pretty sure it's always auto heal, I always go heal up at the house anyways. But otherwise, this episode is going to be a little short, even for the first episode. In the future, I'd like to make it 15 to 20 minutes in length, but in the meantime, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. And yeah, see you all next Friday.